enhance.
Sorry.
You said that you'll make the multiple inheritance an easiest way, right? Have you tried the
Oh,
way?
actually, just I was right now I was started. There is no change. I think only that you used if else statement, na. So with the help of ternary operator, instead of writing this 4 5 lines, we can combine in 1 or 2 lines. That's it. Other things are. It's okay. I mean that was fine. Yeah.
Okay, sounds good. Okay, so yes. So yesterday we talked about the inheritance. Okay,
Single label and multi-label in two types
yes. So
inheritance.
single types of inheritance we have discussed. In that we were talking about, we talked about the single inheritance and the multiple inheritance, right?
Uh,
Okay, so any doubts on those types?
no.
Okay, so perfect. So let's move on to the next part. So let me share my screen with you. Okay.
I cannot see your screen actually.
Is it visible now?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So
Mm.
coming over here, single inheritance, multi-level inheritance, and then we have the hierarchical inheritance, right? Okay, and then multiple inheritance, and then we have hybrid inheritance. So hybrid inheritance that we will talk about, that will be implemented by using the interface. Okay, all right. So then from multiple inheritance, Java that doesn't support. Okay, then coming over here, we left with the hierarchical inheritance. Okay, now let's talk about that. Okay, I hope you're clear with the single and multi-level. So with that, let's move on with the
Yeah,
hierarchy.
in the single we have one parent and child class, and in multi-level we have like grandchild also. So
Exactly.
we are using the property of parent to child and then child to grandchild. It's like, and for grandchild we can use parent properties. So with the same, we can use the property of parent as well as the child property as well in the child. But in this in the grandchild also we can use additional property of grandchild with the parent as well as child properties.
Exactly. Okay. All right. Now we will, I mean, now let me, just a second, let me create a package. Today we will talk about the hierarchical inheritance. Okay.
Mm.
See, these are the base for the OOP. So you have to be very clear about these concepts. You have to be very comfortable in order to proceed to the advanced. Okay. All right. So please take your time. Okay. And then make yourself comfortable with this before we go ahead. All right. So now let's say day 12. Did I share the notes with you yesterday?
Yeah, yes, here, yes.
Okay, perfect. All right, so now coming over here, so let's talk about the hierarchical inheritance. What is this hierarchy? So basically hierarchy, if you see, we will be having like a tree-like structure, right? Tree-like structure. So we'll be having like one parent class with many child class. Okay, number of classes, there will be a number of classes that will be derived from a single base class. So we can say like one parent, many child. Okay, which means like you have a super. So let's say like a student. Okay, student. So now let's say like we have an engineering student, arts student,
So
right?
it's like a one-to-many relationship, correct?
Exactly, yes.
Okay.
Okay, so we can say a student, we can say like an engineering student, You can say arts student, right? Okay, so one parent, many child, that is what the hierarchical inheritance. Now let's implement this hierarchical inheritance. Okay, all right, so now, yes, coming over here. I'm sorry. Okay, now we have the hierarchical inheritance. So now let's say, even in the employee also you can say, one more example that you can say is like employee. Okay, employee, we can say like a lateral entry and the beginner entry, like placement level entry, we can say placement level entry, and you can say like a lateral entry. Okay, all right, so like this you can come over. All right, so now, yes, now coming over here, let's take the student only. Now let's say class student. Okay, now let's say like class arts student is a student, right? So means we will say externs student. Then then we will say class engineering student is a student, like this. So one class will be derived by the multiple classes. Now coming over here, what I do is, inside the student, let me create a method. Okay, let's say like public void method student. Okay, now over here, let's say, so I'm just going to say method of the class student input. Similarly, let's go with the arts and let's go with the engineering as well. Okay, so now let's say like, okay, so we have a three class. One class is a super class, that is the parent class, and the another two classes are the child class. Okay, child class. Now these child classes are inherited from the student class. Now let's come over here. Let's create, okay, let's create an object. Okay, so now let's say like student, let's say art one equal to new student. Similarly, we have to say for the engineering student. Okay, now let's say, okay, now let's say that we wanted to call the method. Now let's say I'm going to call art1 dot method student. Even if you see, art1 is the reference variable for the arts student class. But as soon as if I say method, okay, if I wanted to say method, it has student method arts and method student, which means like the method which is defined inside the class and the parent class, not any other class, right? All right, similarly, you can go ahead with this one. See, the method which is defined inside the class and the parent class, you can see over here. Okay, now if you go ahead and execute,
So you mean it has two method inside the class as well as for the parent class?
yeah,
Hmm.
okay, that
Okay.
only will be. Now if you want to execute this, you can see over here, one second. The method of the class student invoke, method of the class student invoke, which means like the method which we have Okay, the method which we have is here, all right, which is in the parent class. Now, what will happen if I have the same method here? Okay, method of this class, let's say like input. Okay, let's say like student of the class only is input. Okay, now let's say like this. You're getting the point? So now I'm using the same method inside the child class. Okay, I'm using the same method name inside the child class. So in that case, which one will be printed? Okay, which one will be printed? It will be go ahead and print the class student or class engineering input. Let's have a look. Can you see? Method student of the class engineering input. So it will give the priority to itself. Okay, it will give the priority to itself. Is that is clear?
So you are inside this engineering student class. You are calling to, I mean, this method in this class itself as well as parent class.
Yes. So we have, this is what method overriding. Okay, so method overloading in the sense like same, I mean, the method name, same method name with the different parameters, different data types, right? So now coming over to the inheritance. In the inheritance only, if you remember, we said that um, this one, the method overriding will be there, right? Method overriding will be done with the inheritance,
We
right?
have not discussed for this actually overriding, only method overloading. You told this
Method
is.
overloading, I said you
No,
method,
no,
same
method
method.
overloading you explain for this constructor during when we are creating.
Of
But
course, method also we have discussed. See, method overriding and method overloading. Method overloading, I have shown you with an example. Method overriding, I explained you and I said you, we will be seeing this in the example with the in the inheritance concept.
uh,
Now that is what I'm coming over here. Okay, method overriding in the sense you will be having the same method in the class, in the parent class and also child class. Same method. Okay, method student, method student, method student in the student class, method student in the engineering student class. Now, when you
So
are,
you mean to say in the child class we can inherit both? I mean we can call to both method because one method is inherited from parent and one the student itself have. I mean this engineering student. So because of that we can call to both method, but priority will be given to the same class method. Correct?
yes, okay. So that is
But
what the
what
override.
is the benefit of calling to both method if it's giving priority to the same and it's not printing both? It's only printing one, na?
Okay. Now, if it is of
It
like,
should
let's say,
print, I think, priority is given to the engineering student, but it should print both, I think. It's
why should print both until unless you wanted it?
no, it's already one. I mean, in this engineering student, you call to two methods. One method is to the parent, and the second one is to class itself. So to print here, it should come two prints, and one should be for art student. So three prints should come, na?
Why three prints? See, this is the method only, right? See, I have only two reference variable over here. When I
Mm.
say method student with the help of the object, it will go to this class first, whether it is having or not. If it is having, it will print that. If it is not, then it will go to the parent class.
Okay, it will go to in engineering student. You have method engineering. This one. Engineering method, art method is for art. And then why it's not printing to the art method? It's calling to art also, no? Why it's
See,
not
art dot method student, in the art method, we have method arts, but I'm calling here method student.
okay? In the art you are calling to the
All
method.
right, I'll make it turn a different way. I'll just give you one more example.
No.
Let me.
Okay. Mm-hmm. And I think you can comment and down to this you can give you can write in the same way.
it will confuse for you. I thought, okay, if you
No,
that much.
you can give multi comment here like this. No, 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 give the whole. Yeah, and whatever you want, you copy and paste to the, I mean, new down. Don't remove anything from the first program. Comment all. Yeah, and yeah, copy whatever you want from this and paste in the new. Yeah, yeah, like
Very simple example, class animal. Okay, class animal. Here I'm having a method, let's say like public void eat. Okay,
void eat. Then
yeah,
animal is eating. You can print simply. That's it.
yeah, that's what. So dog will bark. So the speciality of the dog.
Dog eat. Dog work. Dog.
So dog is an animal, right? So dog extends the one. Now let's say like class cat. Cat is also an animal. So cat extends the animal. So let's say like
Mew. Void mew.
so like this, you can add multiple childs for your class. Okay, so here we have a class animal. Here we have a dog and cat. Dog
So
and cat
this
is also
now you need to call to this. Here you have declared, na? I think you need to call.
okay. Now coming over here, let's say dog.
Dog dot dog or dog. Okay, okay, fine.
Right?
Yeah.
The dog dot eat, it inherited from the animal class. Okay, dog bark, it is specific to the bark. Okay, so now let's say like
Now,
if I
what about this cat? Nothing is printed for cat, na?
I
Can
didn't give
you
anything now. I didn't
yeah,
call anything.
can you call to can you give me one method to cat also? Yeah. Yeah.
Can you see? The animal eats food, the dog barks. And then the animal eats food, cat meow. Right? Okay. So now let me say I will have in the dog, I will have this eat method. Okay, so same method name. I'm using the same method name in the parent class and also the child class. So when you are when you are running, the compiler will decide to which method it has to go. That is what the runtime polymorphism.
So which one it will take?
That
Compile.
will be take first priority will be given to its class only. Okay.
So
Dog
can you print now? What it will print?
eats
Let's see.
bone. Can you see?
Okay, so it's not it's not printing to parent, it's only printing to this dog as well as, I mean, this,
Because in the child class itself, you have a eat method. When
yeah,
it is
yeah.
not there, then only it has to go to the parent class. But when it is there, why it wants to go? So it will go ahead and print it out.
Okay, can you just comment this one? The just now you, no, 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 not this one, 10, 11, 12 line. Can you comment? Can you print now? The animal eats food. Dog barks. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay. In the last, the animal eats food again, and the cat mews. So here, this is giving two times the animal eats food because eat property is called two times. Dog dot eat, cat dot eat because of that.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, yeah. Understand. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah,
So now this is what. Now, so this is your hierarchical inheritance. Okay. So when we talk about the interface, that time I will let you know about the hybrid one, hybrid inheritance. Now coming over here, you are aware about this, right? So now you are aware about the method overriding, right?
yeah, yeah.
Okay. Now, child class, child reference, child object went with the method which is inside the child, right? Okay.
Hmm. Hmm.
Child class reference, the child class object. Once you call, okay, it went inside the child class itself. Now,
So it's like initializing the object, correct?
yeah,
It's creating the object and initializing, correct?
yes. See, reference variable,
Yeah,
child
yeah,
class.
we are creating object with the reference variable only, na? With the parent
Yes.
class, with the
See
class
this
class
new.
name, then object name, then new word keyword, as well as I mean the class name again, then brackets.
That is what. So coming over here, it is we are creating an object with the reference of child class itself.
Yeah, creating as
Now,
well as initiating also.
mm, now when you are creating and initiating the object with the help of the parent class, then what will happen when you say animal dot eat? Is the question is clear?
Yeah, yeah. Can you print, please? Hello.
Yeah, yeah. Is the question is clear? Now, coming over here, if you see, we have a child class. We created a child class reference for the child class object. But now the child class reference, the child class object is referring to the parent class reference. So what will be the output for this?
Sorry.
Is it clear the question?
Yeah. Tell me what question you asking?
See, we have our object. Earlier, we had an object with the child class as a reference.
Hmm.
Now we have an object with the parent class as a reference. With the parent class reference, we are calling the method of the particular
Method.
object. So which one will be printed? Which one statement will be printed? Dog, the dog eats bone, the dog box, or the animal eats foot and dog box.
It will give priority to their own because for animal class, so it will print the first one itself.
Okay.
But it's giving priority to this child. It's printing all.
No, see, this is the different one. This first twos are different one. So I'll put a comment over here. Can you see dog eats bone? Even though if it is like animal reference, a parent class reference, an object is created at the child class level only, right?
Hmm. So
So,
if you will write instead of dog, if you will write here animal, then can you please write instead of dog? No, no, new after
yeah,
new keyword after new.
if you say animal, that will be the object for the animal class.
Yeah.
Here we are having a parent class reference for the child class object.
Child. So a parent class reference for the child class objects. So it will print the child class property only because it's
Yes.
referencing for the child class. Yeah. Okay.
Okay, is clear?
Yeah.
This is with the hierarchical inheritance. Any doubts you have?
No, no. Thank you.
Okay, so with this inheritance, okay, then let's say we talked about this keyword, we talked about the constructors, then we talked about uh, string templates. One second. Now, are you clear with the polymorphism, that is runtime and the compile time? Are you clear with the polymorphism?
Yeah. In the polymorphism, what we are doing, we are in the child class itself, we are calling to the parent class method as well as child class. So it's like overriding the properties of parent class inside the child class. Correct?
Runtime, I mean polymorphism, if you see runtime, compile time we have. Runtime means same class. Okay, so I mean runtime means it will be like a method overloading. Compile time is runtime is method overriding. Compile time is method overloading. Okay, now coming over here, yes. Okay, so coming over here, polymorphism, if you do the same thing over here, you will, I mean, it is hierarchy. Yeah, if you implement the same thing, you will get it. So you have the two objects over here, and for that one object also it's there, one parent object is also if there, right? You can go ahead and call the methods whatever you wanted
So
based
here
on.
it's overriding. Hmm?
See, when you are using the inheritance, that is overriding.
Okay.
When you're not installing, when you're not using the inheritance, then you're rewriting the method name with the different parameters, then that will be different.
So you mean in inheritance we are using overriding, correct?
Yes, the method overloading and constructor overloading, or the example, like let's say like for the
One
other.
second, one second. It's in inheritance simply the main thing we are overriding. This is the thing. The other things in the overloading we are doing it's in constructor, correct? With the help of constructor, we are overloading. Hmm? Hmm.
I'm sorry.
Method overloading. It's in constructor compile time.
Compile time polymorphism.
No, what I mean in this inheritance concept, it's a method overriding, but in the constructor, it's a overloading.
No,
Correct?
no, 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 no. In method overriding only. It is not a method of overloading during the compile time. Okay. During the runtime itself, it will be like a method overriding only. Okay. Is that is clear? So which means like having the same method name on the parent and the child class. Clear now?
So during the runtime, it will be method overriding, and during compile time,
During the
method
method, the
overloading.
compiler will take a call to which method it has to go.
So in the runtime, because call is through, I mean, we are using inheritance. So in inheritance, it's a method overriding. In the compile time, we are calling, I mean, calling to the constructor. So it's a method overloading. Hmm?
Yes. In the
Is it?
compile time, see, in the compile time, if you inside the class itself, you'll have a constructor and method, right? So
Yeah.
when you're writing the method, that time itself, you will get an error like whether you are repeating the method name or what. Okay. But coming to the inheritance, one method will be on parent, another method will be on the child. So when you are running in the runtime only, the compiler will decide to which function it has to go. You got
It
it?
co- compiler will decide, you mean, when we are running the program.
Exactly.
But why it will not? It's depend on our how we are declaring, how we are constructing. I mean that how we are inheriting. If we are
Even though we have declared, even though we have specified, okay, so in the runtime, the compiler will get to know which method it has to go. So now the method public the eat is there. In animal also eat is there. It is running. So coming over here, animal equal to new dog. So the compiler will say like it is an object of dog. So has to go with the dog. And it
so
will go to the dog and it will execute it.
okay.
Okay. That is what the even though same method as the parent class has, priority will be given to the child level.
Because it's referencing to the child, so the first child, the properties of child will be printed. This is the main thing.
That is what. But few people, when they are in the beginner stage, right, they will say like animal dot it. So they will be going with the animal class.
Yeah.
Okay, but it is not like that. Always this will go with the reference. I mean, this will go with the object reference only. Is it clear?
Yeah.
Okay. So this concept, parent, reference and the child object, we call this as dynamic binding. Okay, dynamic binding. Okay. Is that is clear? Parent class reference to the child class object. So that we call it as a dynamic binding. Is that is clear?
Yeah.
Perfect.
Dynamic binding. You mean because of it's cross binding, like from a parent class to animal reference. I mean, sorry, parent to child reference. So because of that, we are calling it. So binding is static binding also. When static in this single inheritance, there is static binding. If I am not wrong. Hmm?
Sorry.
Where is static binding? In single inheritance.
Static binding that comes over here with the constructor or method overloading. Here, this we call it like a static binding. Here, method overriding, we will say like dynamic. Got it?
Okay.
Is it clear?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's it. Now coming over here with the super keyword. Why we will be using the super keyword?
Super keyword for extending the property of child to, oh, sorry, parent to child.
To say parent or to call the
Yeah,
methods or
yeah,
to
yeah.
call the variables
Yeah.
in the
Parent.
parent class. Okay, so you can use the super for many ways. Okay, super keywords. First one we can say like to invoke parent class constructor. Okay, to invoke the parent class constructor, then to access instance variable of parent class, then third to access methods of parent class. Okay, so we are going to talk about the super keyword. So super keyword that can be used in many scenarios. Okay, to invoke the parent class constructor, to access the instance variable of the parent class, and then to access the method of the parent class. Okay, as it is clear, so we will be using the super keyword, super keyword. Okay, now let's see how we can implement that in our example. Okay, all right. So meantime, just give me a minute and let me drink some water. Okay, is this as clear
This
so far?
hybrid inheritance, multiple inheritance is not there in Java, correct?
No, it is not there in Java. Your abstraction, okay, sorry, your where I have the type. Oops, okay, it is on 11, right? Single, multi-level, and hierarchical we have used. Multiple is not supported by the Java, and hybrid inheritance that you will be noticed in the interface.
Okay.
Okay, all
Okay.
right. So now what we are going to do is yes, super keyword. We are talking about the super keyword, right? Super keywords are used to invoke the parent class constructor, access the instance variable of a parent class, and then to access the method of the parent class. Okay, all right. Is that is clear?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Now let's see how we can write a code for it. Okay. So give me 2 minutes. I'll just drink some water and be back. Okay. I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm sorry. Okay. So now we are going to have one proper program structure. Okay. Okay. Let's have one proper structure. Okay. So now let me have another example. Okay. So what I can do is like uh, we can say, okay, let's say like I'm going to have sort of loan class. I'm just having a tester loan, which means like loan. We are going to take a parent class as loan. Okay. Now your home loan is a loan, right? So I can say extends loan. Okay. And class personal loan is a loan. So extends loan. All right. Okay. Now coming over here, I'm just going to have the variables like attributes, and then I'm just going to have some methods to see how the calculation is going on. Okay. Is it is clear?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, so basically loan, if you see, home loan is also a loan, personal loan is also a loan. So the common factors between the home loan and the personal loan is like the interest and tenure, right?
Interest as well as
Uh,
tenure.
tenure,
Okay.
right? So I'm
Mhm.
just saying tenure and then I'm saying interest. Okay, interest rate. Okay, so this attributes will be shared among home loan and the personal loan. Okay, now what we can do is we have to calculate the EMI. Okay, we have to calculate the EMI. So what I'm going to do is in both the, let's say like double calculate EMI, and here we will say like principal amount has to be passed. So let's say like principal. Okay. Principal amount. Okay. Let's say like whatever. Okay. Principal amount. Okay, then now let's say like return. Okay, it has to return. Okay, let me say, or let me say reach. Okay, same thing. I'm going to put it over here in the personal loan. Okay, now what we are going to do, we are going to calculate the EMI for the home loan and also the personal loan. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to have my home loan and personal loan object. Okay, okay, now I'm having the home loan object, and then I'm just going to have a personal loan object. Now I'm going to say double home loan equal to loan dot calculate, let's see like home loan h1, let's say like, okay, let me say like double, okay, home loan EMI, let's say EMI is equal to home loan dot calculate EMI. Now I want to pass the principal amount. So home loan, let me say like 24, like this. Okay, like this. Now coming over here, I'm going to say,
So you are hard coding in this, huh?
yeah, I'm hard coding. I'm not getting a value from the user. I'm just hard coding it. Okay, so just to understand. Okay, so now let's say like home loan EMI per year. Okay, home loan EMI per year. So I'm just going to add home loan EMI. Now I want to calculate the EMI over here. So I'm just going to have that. So let's say like double simple interest equals to principal plus interest rate plus tenure. Okay, then divided by 100. PNR divided by 100, the basic calculation. Okay, PNR divided by 100 for the simple interest. Then double EMI is equal to, I'm going to say simple interest plus principal divided by 10. Now I'm going to have some additional tax. Okay, I'm going to have some additional tax. Let's say like additional tax. I'm saying tax, I'm going to put 20,000. So now let's say like double total equal to EMI plus additional tax. And I'm going to return the total. Okay. Now this tenure and this interest rate that takes, okay, that takes from the loan, which means like the parent class. Now coming over here, if I say home loan, the constructor for the home loan, it's like parameterless, right? Parameterless. Am I right?
Hmm.
Am I right?
Yeah, it's parameterless. Yeah.
Okay, now I wanted to access the tenure and the interest rate, which is a variable, which is an attribute of parent class. So in that case, if I pass the value over here, or let's say, let's run this, okay, tester loan, let's say home loan EMI per year is infinity. Okay, is infinity. Okay, is infinity. How?
So there is no meaning of this 24.0000
Okay,
you entered, huh?
this one, okay, I'll
Yeah.
give
Can
you
you remove this?
24,000. I'll
Can
give you
you?
24,000. Infinity.
Still it is coming. Can you remove this 24,000? This all
I'm
values.
passing the value, right? See, simple. Interest rate and tenure is there. Okay, but where is the value that we have assigned?
No, this hard-coded value can remove this. Can you
If I
pass
remove, what is the
without?
value I have to pass over here, right? I am given principal amount. That is the reason I'm passing. So this method is taking some parameter.
Okay.
Calculate EMI is taking a parameter. If
So
I
if
remove
it's
this,
taking the hard-coded value, then why it is not printing this value?
ah, here we are saying interest rate and tenure.
So
And
this
where
need
is
to
we
be,
declared? Where we
yeah.
declared? Okay. So now, if I say home loan,
I think their double principle that you entered na in this public double calculate EMI, I think no need to, you can declare in starting itself principle like
my
you.
question is, if I give like this, okay, if I give like this, will it go to the parent class?
Hmm.
Will it?
5 comma 9.3 F.
Yeah, F is like float, right? So F is float,
Okay.
right?
Then how it will
Now,
go?
my tenure is, let's say, 10. My tenure is 10, and my rate interest rate is 9.3 float, 9.3. If I give this, will it pass to the parent class?
No, no, it will not pass. Why? It will go to the this class home loan extend in this. It will pass in
It
the.
will go to the home loan, right? First, it
Okay.
will go to the home loan constructor, and inside the constructor, the first statement should be the super. Super that denotes the parent. Am I right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, I want to match this parameter over here. Okay, I want to match this parameter over here. So I'm just going to do like this. See? So this is tenure
No, no, this
and
is.
this is interest rate. So
Okay.
now super. I'm going to pass the super. So this super in the parent class only we have the variables, right?
Hmm.
So you can pass over there, tenure, and then you can say interest rate. But as soon as you go this, as soon as you do this, you want to have the constructor over here also, right? You want to have the constructor over there also. So which you have to say loan, right? And here you have to say this this dot tenure equal to tenure. This dot interest rate equal to interest rate. Now see, error is not there. But what is the error that you have in the personal loan?
For
What
this
is
also you need to do the same like you did for home loan.
exactly because you want to match with your parent class. Want to match with the parent class. So now let's say constructor. That's it. Matching. Okay, because you have a constructor over here, right? So if it is not there and if it is not there, it was silent. But when I add over here, okay, when I add over here, and if I'm not providing here, it's stuck to give me because my parent class is having a constructor. So in that case, my child class also wants to have the constructor in which it has to call the super.
But why
Okay,
there is error this dot tenure in the parent class? There
that
is
is a warning.
oh one. Can
See,
you
that is
now you written everything? Can we go from the top to bottom one by one?
one
Top,
second.
top to bottom.
See,
Something here
loan.
class is we declare the variable tenure as well as interest rate.
Yes.
Then we are creating the constructor. This is constructor.
Yeah, this is a constructor. Same class name, right? Same class name. So constructor will come with the same class name. Am I right?
Okay. Then after that we have the home loan child class.
Mm.
Then constructor again constructor is there. Constructor and now we are calling to the main method public double calculate EMI. What we are doing after this constructor? This one?
We are just having a method of calculating the EMI for the home loan. So simple interest PNR by 100 formula, and then simple interest plus principal divided by the tenure. We are just calculating the EMI. That's all.
Go
And
down.
then additionally, we are having 2000. That's it. So personal
So
loan,
for personal loan, we are not doing anything. Yeah.
no, nothing. I'm just having for the home loan as of now.
Okay.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if we execute it, you can see over here. Okay, what comes over here? Once again. Again, home loan per year is infinite. Okay. 1 second. Home loan 24,000 come here. 24,000. Interest rate. Oh, sorry. PNR into 100. Again, infinite. Okay. Okay, let me print it. So I'm just going to have something like EMI, and then let's say like
Calculate
this
EMI.
is, yeah, this is the basic debugging, printing the statement and see. Okay. Okay. So a simple interest itself, there is an error. So here passing the principal. Okay, interest. Your interest, you have to give it, right? You have to get it. So interest rate. So you have to check whether you are getting the interest rate or not. Interest rate. Okay. And then you can say tenure. Now coming over here. Can you see? Your interest rate is 9.3, but tenure is 0. Tenure is 0. Why it is displaying 0? Why your tenure is 0? See, interest rate is coming to 9.3. Whatever you have given, 9.3 is coming, right? But home for the what is this for this tenure? Okay, okay. I made a mistake. I'm really sorry. Spelling mistake. Now it finds. Okay. So tenure. Now yes. Can you see? Now you got the
What was the mistake?
spelling mistake.
Spelling was same, I think. TNURE.
I'll show you.
Ah, okay.
Okay, spelling mistake. Now you can see the calculation. Okay. So my interest rate is 9.3, my tenure is 10, and my simple interest is 22,320. EMI is 44,632, and my home loan per year, home loan EMI per year is 6,632.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so I can take off these lines. Like this. Now, if it is like, I mean, after decimal, if you have more than two numbers,
Then double, I think you can write double. Float.
you can floor, you can use the math one. Okay, so that is like math. Okay, in the math, you will have a concept of floor, which you will get the least one. Okay, which will get the least value. So if you say like this.
Then why it is printing 0? It should take the nearest value. Na? Can you go back
Okay,
and remove this?
if I want to take the nearest value,
Yeah, yeah.
okay, if I want to
That
take
is
the
the correct
nearest,
actually. If it should take
either I can give here like a C. C, if you see, it will take the higher upper limit value. Floor will take the lower limit value. Can you see the difference?
okay, okay.
Okay. Seal means upper value. Floor means lower value. Okay.
But I think It should take the as per, because if it's zero point 0.5 more than zero point 0.5, then it should take the seal value, and if it is less than, it is then 6632 is good actually. So it will not automatically, it will not take the lower value. We need to define because
Yeah.
we are seeing that it is nearer to 32, so we can take directly floor.
You also have a variable that is like
It will not take automatically.
no,
The
it won't take. It won't take. You have to say. Otherwise, you can say round.
in the
Okay, you
round it
can
will
say
take.
round.
I mean, what it will take in the round?
Cute. Can you see?
Yeah,
It
this
will
is
give a, it
correct.
won't even give you the decimal also. So for example, let me change the number over here to 256. No, can you see?
Yeah,
6959.7. You have to add one.
yeah,
Okay, this is the seal value, that is upper limit, round value, upper limit. See?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So with this note, let's put a hold over here. So with this class, we have completed the inheritance, and also we talked about the super class.
But I think hybrid inheritance is remaining.
That's what that I said you like in interface. Interface is a different concept in Java.
Okay, that is
Okay. So
totally separate. Separate
that's
concept.
totally separate. Okay. So if you say inheritance, inheritance that will becomes like single multi-level hierarchical. Multiple is not supported. So if you want to talk about the hybrid, that you will be achieved by using the interface. Okay,
Okay.
so that we will be looking into it. Clear?
So can you give little idea of this? Little, I mean one or two line sentence. Some hybrid
On
inheritance.
interface.
Hmm.
Okay, now coming over here with the interface, if you see, let's say some common facilities will be there in all the banks, let's say, or in the loans, let's say. Okay,
Hmm.
personal loan and the home loan. Okay, in the personal loan and the home loan. So which has to be mandatory, that has to be there. Okay, without implementing that, it should not. Okay, it should not go ahead and create it. Okay, so for example, let's say like I have okay, let's say paying tax is important. Okay, paying tax is important in the home loan and the personal loan. Okay, paying tax. Now coming over here, if you see, I wanted to, okay, I wanted to have that method compulsory on both the home loan. Whenever you're buying a tax, whenever you're getting a home loan or personal loan, paying taxes must. So in home loan also you want to do pay tax, personal loan also you want to pay tax. So which means like you want to implement that particular method. So without implementing that particular method, your program should not run. So that is what the interface we will go with. Clear? Is it
So
clear?
interface is something that is it's a common to multiple classes, and we are accessing that. It's like
Which means like some important methods will be there that has to be available on home loan and personal loan. A mandatory field. Okay, a mandatory field. Okay,
okay,
all right.
okay, okay.
So the mandatory fields that has to be on both the classes. So that you have to put it in the interface. So we will talk more about that. So okay, so with this, let's wind up. So next session that has to be started. Okay, I'll give you the I'll give you the
Can
notes
you
on.
give the files, please?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. I'll give that. You can go ahead. Okay, just give me a second. So today we have completed the inheritance. We talked about the super keyword as well. Okay. So and also we talked about the runtime inheritance. Runtime polymorphism, right? So method overriding, and also we talked about the dynamic binding, right?
Hmm.
Yes, parent reference with the child object.
So in the next class, what you will.
In the next class, okay, we will go ahead and we will talk about let's say the static methods, okay, abstract class, interface, final keyword, like this.
Okay.
Okay, all right, so thank you. We'll connect back tomorrow.
One second, just let
Yeah.
me download. Yeah, done. Thank you. Thanks. Bye.
Thank you. Bye. Have a pleasant evening.
Thanks.